Hi guys, so on May 9th this year, Nvidia released a new update to the Geforce Experience that really just pissed me off. So let me jump into it really fast. So when you go to the Nvidia Experience options and you go into the Share tab or whatever, that's not a tab actually, but who cares, and you go into Settings, you have keyboard shortcuts that you can adjust, most of them at least. So if, for example, you want to activate push to talk, you just press the button and let's just give F8 to it. Come on. Okay, so there it goes. If you want to delete the key binding, you just press delete and it deletes it. So it works for every single keyboard shortcut apart from the most important one, the open-close share overlay. So when you click on this one and you want to change this key binding to something else, like I'm pressing F8 right now, it doesn't work. If I want to delete it altogether, it also doesn't work. So it's basically burnt into the software. You can change every single other key binding if you will, but you can't change the Alt-Z short key, which is very annoying for me, and I'm just gonna explain to you why. So first of all, I am a gamer. Well, most of the people that are using the Geforce Experience and the share capability of the thing use it for gaming, obviously. So what do you do? For example, let me just show you a little keyboard here. So when you have a keyboard, the left part of the keyboard, you usually use the standard keys for movement. So the only keys you are left with is E and F that you probably use for the use capability. If you have strifing, that's probably bound to Q and E and you don't want to change that. So then F goes to your main use function. Sometimes you use G for grenades and something like that. So you're basically left with Z, X, and C for your equipment or special capabilities. It's either very important equipment that you want to have right at hand, or it's for, I don't know, falling to the ground. So I use Z for secondary grenades or stuff like that, or sometimes to
get down, more with excitement, get down again.
I use Z quite a lot, and I also use the left Alt quite a lot because I always use the left Alt for push to talk. So you can imagine that when I'm in game, I'm basically pressing Alt to talk to my friends, and sometimes I want to use Z to, get a grenade out. And that doesn't work because then the Geforce Experience overlay pops out, So that's really annoying. But that's not the only reason, because I could change the key bindings for my gameplay, although I don't want to, and every gamer is used to their key bindings and they don't want to change it because that would be annoying. So I don't want to do that. But there is another thing that makes me even more angry. I'm Polish, so I use the Polish language, right? So when I want to chat to my guys and they don't have a mic for some reason, sometimes you just want to chat on the server and whatever, I can't chat anymore because of this Alt-Z short key. And let me explain. So for example, if I want to spell the word garage in Polish, so that would be garage. You go garage. Oh, and guess what? When you write Z with the dot, the Geforce Experience comes out. And the reason for that is that the Geforce Experience software doesn't tell the right Alt from the left Alt apart. So all of the diacritic marks in Polish are achieved by pressing the right Alt with the corresponding letter that requires the diacritic mark. So there are 9 diacritic marks or letters in Polish, and they are E that turns into L, O that turns into U, A that turns into ON, S that turns into SH, L which turns into W, Z or Z if you're American, that turns into Z with the dot, with the Geforce Experience popping out. There's another diacritic mark above Z, which is achieved by pressing the right Alt and X, that gives you J. and there is C, which turns into ch, and N that turns into ni. So you actually need all of the diacritic marks to write in Polish. So if I'm writing I like this frog, for example, in Polish, which means lubię tę and it pops out, right? Żabę, yeah? So you use it all the time, and it's actually stupid not to use it. The diacritic marks are very important because, well, if you write, for example, zrób mi łaskę, that means could you give me a favor? But if you write zrób mi laskę, that basically means give me a blowjob. So as you see, one little diacritic mark can make a big difference in Polish. So guys at Nvidia, please just, I mean, there's no reason for any developer to give people shortcut keys and block them from editing, because maybe I don't want to, open and close the share overlay with Alt Z. Maybe I would like to open it by pressing, for example, Alt H7. Like, I mean, come on. Damn it. So, like, give us the option to change the key bindings, because this is really annoying. I mean, the funny thing is that you can actually change every single one of these shortcuts apart from this one, so why would you even do that? And another thing is that it's not Alt Z, it's actually left and right Alt Z, because I think if it would be Alt Z but excluding the right Alt, that would be fine, at least for the Polish speaking people when they want to write while gaming. But it's still it's really annoying. I remember that Dropbox had a similar issue with Polish diacritic marks when they launched Dropbox Paper. So every time you press the right Alt and N, which gives ni in Polish, a new document popped out. So you can imagine that writing in Polish with new documents popping out all the time was very, very annoying. So I hope Nvidia will fix this quite soon. Of course, I sent them feedback using that feedback form at the lower right of the screen, but I was wondering if other users had the same problem. So if you're annoyed by the Alt Z shortcut on Nvidia Experience that launches the Nvidia Experience overlay, just hit me with a comment down below, and I hope to see you in the next video soon. Bye.